Hello curious people, welcome to Jainism, the ancient science. I am Manisha Gala from India, and today I am going to talk about factors that are responsible for the inflow of karma, the importance of good karma over bad karma, and negative emotions in general that attract a huge load of karma. In the last episode, I talked about karmic account, and our karmic account is always active because there is a continuous inflow of karma and some karma are outgoing. Why? That is because we are always active. Any living being is always active. How? We are active physically, mentally, verbally. See, when we are awake, we carry out many activities. And during those activities, sometimes we talk, sometimes we think, and sometimes we act. Or sometimes we do all three things together. Like right now I am doing. Thinking also, talking to you also, and my hand movement is showing my physical activity. And while we are asleep, we see dreams. That is our mental activity. Some people have a sleep talking habit, and we also move during the sleep. We turn over, our hands, legs are moving. Even if we are sleeping peacefully, there are certain internal physical activities going on in the body, like breathing, pumping of blood in heart, the blood circulation throughout the body, food digestion. So many things which we may not consider as activity, but they are activities carried out by a living being. So we are active. There is another interesting fact about soul's activity which very few people know about. It's about the soul matter. Souls are primary substances. It is called a jivastikaya. Every soul has some matter in it, physical matter. Because it's a metaphysical entity, it does not have any color, taste, smell or touch. So our sensory perceptions cannot register its presence, but soul is present. It has matter inside it, it occupies space, it has some volume, and that soul matter, for pure souls, it's a frozen matter. But for mundane souls who are residing within the body, that soul matter keeps circulating within the body, and also it vibrates, it throbs. That is why when some extreme situations come, we start shivering. That is because the soul's vibrations, which were mild otherwise, become very strong. So that soul matter is continuously active, and it is the soul's activity that attracts the inflow of karma, and that's how our karmic account is continuously active. Now we carry out various activities, and based on that activity and its intentions, our karmas are formed. They can be good, they can be bad. If our intention is good, our karma is good, and our intention is bad, the karma is bad. So these are newly formed karma which will decide our future. Now once again I will come to that banking system, the accounting system. If we keep adding money to our bank account, we build a good wealth which will give us a secured future. But if we continuously keep on taking debts, then our future may turn miserable. So the same theory applies here to the good karma and the bad karma. If you keep on gathering good karma, your future will be pleasant, and if you keep collecting bad karma, the future will be miserable. Now why it is important to have good karma? Because any person can function better in a comfortable environment. My efficiency will be utmost when I am in a comfortable situation, be it worldly affairs or be it spirituality. Just think, a wealthy, happy person is peacefully doing some meditation or some dhyan or some samaik or any other spiritual activity. On the other hand, a poor person, an unhealthy person who has so much stress in life cannot concentrate neither on worldly affairs nor on spiritual activities. So, good karmas, they generate good environment, and that is why they are important. See, karma inflow is going to be always there because we are always active. But if we consciously form good karma, then our future will be good. Now let's come to bad karma. Definitely we can't keep on doing good things always. We are also humans, or maybe other living being also. They also gather karma. It's not just humans that gather karma. Any living being, be it animals, be it birds, be it other creatures, they all gather karma through their activities. So everyone is not always continuously gathering good karma through their good activities. There will be situations when we get negative emotions, we get angry, and we may form bad karma. But again, the inflow of bad karma, that should also be controlled. Here I will give example of water. I am thirsty, I'll go to a tap, fill a glass of water and drink. That is a moderate intake of water. What if suddenly floods come? Disastrous. Everything will be washed off. So, a huge inflow of karma is like that. Disastrous for the soul, downfall of the soul. So, it is important that even if we experience negative emotions, even if we gather bad karma, we can keep a check on them. We can moderate its quantity. The negative emotions also can be many, but Jainism has focused on 4 major negative emotions because they are responsible for huge inflow of karma. Those 4 negative emotions are Krodh, Man, Maya, Lobh. Krodh means anger, Man means ego, Maya means deceit, and Lobh means greed. These are the 4 major negative emotions responsible for huge inflow of bad karma. They are called Kashai in Jain terminology. The word Kashai is a combination of 2 words, Kash plus I. Kash means impurity and I means inflow. So, Kashai means inflow of impurity, and negative emotions are Kashai because they attract huge inflow of bad karma. Along with the emotions, its intensity is also important. Something we do with a mild intensity and something we do with a great intensity, the results are different. Now again let me take a scriptural example. Say there is a dust storm and there are 4 structures standing in a line in that dust storm. One structure is made up of marble. The surface is pretty smooth. So during the dust storm, that structure will get dirty but very little because its surface is so smooth that the dust cannot stand on it. The second structure, it's a concrete structure. It has it's a porous structure. Definitely much more dust will be gathered there compared to the marble structure. Then the third structure, again concrete structure but it's wet. So more dust will stick to that structure. And the fourth structure, which is a concrete structure but it is covered with oil. So much dust will gather there and it will take so much efforts to remove that dust. So intensity of emotions is also like that. If your intensity is mild, then little karma will get stuck and they will fall off pretty early. It's a moderate intensity, then more karma will gather and you will need some more efforts. Intensity, intense emotion. It's like that wet building. It will take much more efforts. It will take a sunlight first to get dry, that structure dried, and then maybe some more breeze, and then some time. That's how that structure will get cleaned. And the last oily structure, oh my god, it will take so many efforts to clean that structure. This was the scriptural example of intensity of negative emotions, which are classified as Anantanubandhi, Apachkhani, Pachkhanavarniya and Sanjuvalan. Anantanubandhi is that extreme intensity, and any karma formed with that extreme intensity will stick to the soul for a very long time, and it will take lot of efforts to remove those karma. Apachkhani emotion is intense emotion, is like that wet concrete structure. Definitely it will also take much more efforts to shed those karma, but not as much as that Anantanubandhi. The third one, Pachkhanavarniya, which is a moderate intensity, and it takes a little while to shed such karma. And the fourth one, Sanjavalan, is very mild. Those karma shed quickly. Such intensity is seen normally in highly spiritual people, say Tirthankara, because they are also active. They talk, they walk, they go places. So activity is there, but the intensity of their emotions, they are vitarag, no rag, no dvesh, no like and no dislike. So their emotions are so mild that karma particles touch their soul and fall off immediately. So karma formation is there, but it doesn't last long. They just, throughout their life, they just shed their old karma. So whatever karma is formed, we will have to shed one day. Once again, I will take an example of the banking system to explain this intensity of karma. The mild intensity is like that credit card system. You just repay the debt in whatever 25 days or 1 month cycle. The moderate intensity is like that car loan, which takes 3 to 5 years to repay. Intense intensity is like housing loan. It takes 15-20 years to repay. And Anantanubandhi, the extreme intensity, is like over leverage, debt taken beyond capacity. The person is not able to repay the debt. Person would file bankruptcy or he will flee because he is unable to pay that debt. But here in karma, there is nothing like filing bankruptcy. There is nothing like fleeing karma. Karma is not going to spare you. It will come after you, years after year, birth after birth, till your account is clear. So such Anantanubandhi Kashai keep you in this birth death cycle for such a long time that it is definitely better to be alert and try to avoid. In the next episode, I will talk more about anger, the first negative emotion, the first Kashai. Till then, stay connected.